Sedillo. And, you know, I guess this is one of the main reasons why you stay teaching. You get a chance to work with all your wonderful students, and you were all my kids. I had actual one, and I had a whole bunch of hundreds and hundreds and thousands of other kids. They didn't get me like you folks did, though. One of the few times I'm short for words. I'm glad to see that Carlos has found the very good use of milk crates that CF has used as a main staple of their diet for decades. I'm glad to see it continuing. Oh. We've got the black skirting that goes over it. You know, I look out here and I see how lucky I am to see you folks have grown up and done so well with your lives over the years. We got you started, or some of us, almost 2 decades ago. I had you in class. Almost 3. Okay. I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. And, you know, you look back, we did an awful lot. You learned an awful lot. And you gave your fellow students an awful lot. Because without your hard work and dedication, you go to football games now, I remember years when we used to have those big smoke generators that we used to run along the side of the football field to generate smoke for the football team. The sound is lousy at the ball games. Sound is lousy at graduation. And they condemned your auditorium because they wouldn't leave the lights burning. You folks often wonder, probably you weren't old enough yet to realize why we always had those yellow work lights on all the time. And that was to keep any type of mold from growing on your stage, because it was 70 feet below ground level. And you folks just went through the fantastic operation. If anything that went on in there, everybody would have a radio or be sharing radios with your headsets. And when we tell you on the radio, time to kill the work lights, and then we bring down the house. I miss you folks. I miss CX an awful lot. And Socorro doesn't realize what you gave him. And you folks don't realize what you gave me. It made my years of teaching go by very fast. I could never have been a person who stood in front of the classroom and just taught. I still remember the day that I did get in a lot of trouble, and I'll pass this on because most of you in here don't realize it. Some of you perhaps remember a couple wonderful history teachers, one by the name of Mario Perez. Also another one by the name of Marianne Zimmerly. Well, we were at the old junior high, and they made sure they had every student at the junior high see this movie. And in the movie, it showed somebody take a keg of black powder and put a hole in it, and then lay down a stream of black powder along the ground, and then place it with the other kegs of black powder and then go back and light it. And of course, as the black powder burned, it burned with an awful lot of smoke and bright light. And then there was this large explosion. Well, we made sure that every faculty member was aware of it. And after the last bell rang, everybody went into class. And at the old junior high, we had windows in every classroom. So it was not like the new junior high where it was a dungeon and only a few people had windows. Well, once everybody was in class, I went out and laid magnesium ribbon down from the school across the street in front of the old Monette's house. And then at a certain signal, every one of the faculty members left their classrooms and walked across and gathered in front of the Monette house. And the kids in the rooms facing Park Street could see. So they were looking out the windows, and of course the kids on the east side couldn't understand why everybody was looking out the windows, so they left their classrooms and came over and were looking at all the teachers standing in front of the Monette house. Well, after everybody got there, we went down and lit the magnesium ribbon, and it started burning towards the school with this large white light and all this smoke, and all the teachers went like this to the kids. Damn near got fired over that one. There was a few laundry problems inside the building of the school. Some of you may not realize that I also rode the back bumper of a motorcycle at the old junior high. Rufus Campbell, a math teacher, brought his motorcycle, so we rode it up and down the hallways one day. He was driving and I was riding on the back bumper, waving at all the kids in the school. But you know, now that you can drive, and you didn't have to wait for your mommies and daddies to come for you, you need to go home and thank them, because they gave up a lot of their time so you could see us, and so I could have you. Because they gave up a lot of their time and effort so that you could learn something and you could learn. And you could show off. You folks have no idea how much your peers looked up to you. Because you were setting up dances, setting up assemblies, going all around the state. And we had that banner hung proudly at all our events and also in the auditorium. Some of you here were in that auditorium when I had to say goodbye. And if you remember, I said it's not goodbye, it's just good night. This year I was watching the Jerry Lewis telethon, and he still does it from the time I met him. Right at the end of the telethon, the last thing he does is he takes the microphone, puts it on the stool, spotlight is on the stool, and he walks out into the dark. You have no idea how big a part of my life, Anna Mae and Catherine's, over the years you've been. I don't think, perhaps I do, maybe Carlos is, and Brian is, members of the crew that used to go to UNM. When I was coaching at UNM up till 1995, I'd bring my